Let's see if we can solve this linear inequality. Now, the main thing that separates this guy from a linear equation is the solutions for an inequality is actually going to be a large shaded area because you're dealing with an inequality. If it was y equals, 2y plus x equals 8, then that would be a line in the plane. But because it's an inequality, you're going to have like half of the entire plane shaded. So if you remember your steps for how to solve a linear inequality, first thing we'll do is just temporarily, we're going to treat this like an equation, 2y plus x equals 8, and then solve for y so we can graph it. And so we'll have 2y. If we subtract x to the right hand side, we'll get negative x plus 8, and then divide both sides by 2, we'll get y equals negative 1/2 x plus 8 over 2, which is 4. So this is this inequality expressed temporarily as an equation because this line is going to be the line in your the line in the sand that separates your good points, your solutions, your ordered pairs that make the inequality true from your ordered pairs that are not solutions that do not make the inequality true. So let's graph this real quick. This y equals mx plus b. So it has a y-intercept of 1, 2, 3, 4. And then since the slope is negative 1/2, that's your rise over run. From one point to another, you'll go down 1, right 2. So down 1, right 2. And then from here, you can go down 1, right 2 more, etc., etc. And this is going to be a solid line since this is a greater than or equals to symbol. So we're going to do a solid line through those points. Okay. If this had been a strictly greater than, we would have done dotted lines like that, but we had a solid line. And let me actually make this a better line. I'll get my line tool out. Let's try this. There we go. That looks a lot better. Okay, so there's a solid line that represents y equals negative 1/2 x plus 4. And now we're just unsure, are the good points on this side or are the good points on this side? And the way we tell is by picking a test point. So we can pick our test point anywhere we want as long as it's not on the line. It clearly has to be on one side or another. I gave a tip in an earlier video that I usually like to pick the test point 0, 0 if possible. You can't do that if your line goes through the origin because it goes through 0, 0, but usually you're safe. And so let's try 0, 0. So if we plug 0, 0 into the inequality, let's see what happens. We're basically asking a question here. Is 2 times 0 plus 0, is that greater than or equal to 8? And that's a question. That's not a statement. I'm asking. So that boils down to 0 being greater than or equal to 8, which is not true. No, it's not. 0 is less than 8, not greater than 8, which means that the side the origin on is the bad side, or the side that does not have the solutions. Now, on a homework or a test, we're not really going to write the word bad, so I'll actually erase that here. But what it does tell me is that the solutions will be on the opposite side. So we'll take our pencil and we'll shade in this side here. And what this is telling the reader is that any ordered pair, and you can test me on this, any ordered pair on this side at all, if you tried any of these, they would make the inequality be true. And on the flip side, if you tried anybody on the other side, not just 0, 0, but anybody on the other side of the line, they would not make the inequality true. So anyways, that's how we solve a linear inequality.